Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Valor. This week we're very excited to have Emmy award-winning casting director for the show Homeland, Judy Henderson. She's also a winner of 5 Audios awards. Judy has casted for so many major independent films and projects it'd be impossible to name them all here. We're so excited to have her with us this week. Here's Judy Henderson.
When you begin to cast, what is the process?
What's the process?
Yes.
In terms of the process, after I get the job?
Right.
I go over the script with my director and producer, and we talk about the characters, and I try to get the feeling of what the director feels about each character, and from our conversation in terms of age, qualities, what's the journey of that particular character within the framework of the film or play, and I compile a list of the. We usually start with the lead characters because the supporting roles support those choices. And we talk about the qualities of those characters, and then we talk about a wish list. I always like to get an idea of where the director's head is, because my job is really to service the director, and my creative input comes from from where that director, producer want to go, and then I can start there, and then I use my own feelings about the work to enhance or to broaden their concept in terms of people. And from there, we create a breakdown of the characters. Actually, I do that breakdown. If it's a play, I like the director to give me qualities, ages, etc. And I compile the breakdown, which is a character description of each character in the play or film. And if it is a film, there's a company that actually does great breakdowns, and they've become industry standard. When I first started, we would write our own breakdowns and send them to the agents throughout the city or the country, and now it's international too. And that consists of the character's name, age, qualities, and a little synopsis of the script. So that everybody that reads it knows the world in which the piece takes place. And from there, I make my own lists as well, and I add to what the director and producer want. And usually those lists are just for the lead characters. Half of the time, you won't know the supporting people usually, and that's straight auditioning. Depending on the budget of the piece, we either make straight offers, and that's an offer to the leads, and that offer is gives them the time we need them for, the money we need them for. That we're offering them, and the billing and stuff like that comes after the job is accepted. And then in many instances, actors will come in and meet the director, or they'll read for the director. So then we have to pick the scenes that comprise the audition and get those to the actors that come in to audition.
Now, is the director always in the audition with you, or?
In film, very rarely. In the independent films, most of the time, because they're young filmmakers who really enjoy that process. It depends on the director. Homeland, I have had no one in the room except once, and that was this past season. I've done 5 seasons of Homeland, and it's all from tape.
Who chooses the sides the actors read from?
It depends. I will choose them for the most part. Some directors like to choose them. I kind of like a director to choose the sides, because then the director who gets the quality or the choices or the arc of a particular scene that he has in his own mind. But very often we choose them.
How is the role cast? Who has the most influence?
Everyone. It depends on the creative team. In Homeland, it's the creative producer, the executive producer, head writer. He will let everyone talk, and then he will make the decision. And I mean, he listens to everyone, and they're usually in agreement. He won't say, I want this person, if everybody says no, you know. But usually he makes the choice. In a film, it's usually the director. If it's a major film, the producer has a big say too. So the director, producer, and I do creative input. I can give my opinion, but I think that I had an experience once where I did give an opinion, and I did give a very strong opinion, and because there was a conflict between the director and the producer, they went with the person the director wanted to go with, whereas the producer I knew wanted the other person. And I made a choice, and it was the choice that actually the producer wanted, because I thought that was a better choice for the piece. And the producer looked at the director and said, we'll go with the other person. So he really needed just to be able to save face. So it was a very interesting learning experience for me. Now I kind of say this quality, that quality, except sometimes I really do feel somebody is better, and I'll voice that. In the case of one of the first films I did, John Leguizamo read for it, and another actor read for this particular role, and Leguizamo was really right. The other actor was very good, but he had a signature laugh, and the director was in love with this laugh, so he wanted to hire the actor because of the laugh. The actor would have been okay in the role, but he wouldn't have been exceptional in the role. John Leguizamo would have been exceptional in the role. But I was going to offer the other guy, and the producer called me, and he said, in terms of the casting, what do you think? And I told him, I thought we were missing a big opportunity with John Leguizamo. He'd just come off of Oliver Stone's film, and he was really much better for the role. I felt visually and creatively in terms of his ability. And the producer said, well, he was Israeli. He said, well, the casting director's point of view is very important to me. We will see. And we cast John Leguizamo. So I won one in that sense. But it was the right choice. And now, of course, I've worked in 3 films with this director, and now he's discovered John Leguizamo. I mean, and they remained buddies, actually. They still, are friends. And John sent me a plant,
Nice.
which was nice. So those are 2 stories where 2 different things occurred.
Is it different in casting television compared to movies?
Casting is casting.
Yeah.
It's the time element and the subject, and also television is ongoing. And in in the show that I do, it isn't a procedural. And a procedural is a show in which you have a complete story with the main characters per episode. I would say this is sort of like a serial. In 12 episodes, you get the complete story, but you don't get it each week. So I don't know what that's called exactly, except a serial.
What is the best aspect in casting Homeland? What is difficult about it?
Difficult. I think it's difficult. I believe in trying to find people who really have the background for each character. In other words, Homeland has a lot of Middle Eastern characters, and those characters I feel should be authentic, in that I feel that they should understand that world completely. Not only understand it, but be able to speak the language. I think that it enhances the world for everyone. even the people who are the CIA agents or the FBI agents or the government agents, you know, who are in the show, because that world is automatic with those actors. Not that you have to be a certain thing, but I think it enhances the work, enhances the storytelling.
What about casting theater? Is that anything?
The difference between film and theater is simply, I think, size, and by that I mean in the theater you have to project your character in a space to an audience. In a film, you have to live in the world of the film, which is the world of the person you're talking to. The camera, I call the camera a voyeur. It comes into your world, but it's not something that you play to, because it will find you. It just observes. It's an observer. And the film world is your relationship with the person that you're playing the scene with. And the director will tell you where to go in terms of a mark, which is a place you stand, and the camera will be blocked according to the director's vision of the shot he wants. So it's the actor's job to simply play the scene with the person he's playing the scene with, and to be aware of the camera technically. But the minute you take that energy and take it away from the person within the scene, you are acting in a theatrical way. And the work, your emotional choices in the scene become more over the top. In that I mean, they're not for the person only in the scene. Like I'm talking to you in this room. If I were talking to an audience, I would be talking to you, but I would be placing my voice so that everybody could hear me. And that's what happens when you allow yourself to play the camera.
That's great.
As an audience.
Well, thank you very much, Judy. Thanks for doing this interview on
Oh,
Film
you're
Valor.
welcome.
Thank you.